Well, womp, womp, womp. Dallas Cowboys. That shit was ugly today, KELZ. I don't know what's going on. We're going to have to talk about something today. We'll pull the numbers up. It's ugly today.
Listen, only thing I can say is I'm just glad it's preseason.
Man, thank you. Golly. I mean, we got walloped 31-13. I mean, they almost put 400 total yards of offense on this defense that had a pick six. I mean, that pick six felt good and everything, but that was literally, I guess, the highlight other than a 49-yard Joe Milton pass to Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, and the next play took him out.
Man, oh man, oh man. We got work to do, work to do. I mean, where's the first place? Where should we start? I mean, the Cowboys only had 176 yards of total offense. And when we started this game, I think shortly after we got in, I don't know if we, in the first quarter we had any positive yardage. I think we were negative. Because when I looked early in the second quarter, the Dallas Cowboys were -6 total yards on offense heading in the second quarter. And only 176 total yards, 51 rushing yards. I mean, we had another 140 piece ran down the throat of this defense. Not good, not good, not good.
Yeah, BG, I don't know where to start. If the season ends, if preseason ends today, Will Greer will be QB1, and I'm not saying that as a knockoff to Joe Milton. Joe Milton does have a cannon of an arm, and I'm not taking that from him. However, he's too aggressive when he throws, and he needs better control.
Like he's relying more on that arm strength instead of the mechanics, like what you were talking about earlier. You had shared with us that there was some mechanics issues with Joe Milton, and that's why maybe you're saying Will Greer probably. Yeah, that's why you're saying maybe Will Greer might be favored. Hey, we probably might see Will Greer going in. I don't know how much Joe Milton we're going to see in this third preseason game, which we got the Atlanta Falcons on deck next. But y'all tap in to the comments down there below. We're live on 3 platforms. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's my girl KELZ and I for the post-game show. We were laughing backstage like, hey, this could be a quick one today. We could just come on here and say, hey, the Cowboys didn't do shit. We're sorry. We're going to watch film and get better. We'll see you back here next week.
I am going to try to find some bright spots on it.
Okay.
Jack Sanborn, our linebacker. If anybody recognized, he did have the green dye helmet, and that was already designated when he signed with us in free agency. But he was a menace on that field. Jack Sanborn is not to be played with.
Well, that's familiarity there between Eberflus and Chicago, and he brought him from Chicago, and that's essentially, I think, why he's got that green dot. He's like his number one pupil in this defense.
Right. And if anybody noticed, in the first few series, they did stand, the defense, Flus did have them standing in a 4-3 zone. It looked like it was a 4-3 zone and not a 4-3 man position. Because Leofau was in the back. So that's one bright spot. Hold on, let me go through my notes. I was also looking at Mozzie Smith, because our starting defense was Sam Williams, Mozzie Smith, Perrin Winfrey, Marshawn Nealon, Damone Clark, Maris Leofau, Jack Sanborn, Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, Kyer Elam, and Andre Booth. So with this game, he did have a mix of the ones and the twos and the threes and the four. So they were all finagled and mixed in.
Yeah, as you can see that highlight there, this pick six here by Andrew
Booth, yeah.
The phone booth. That was the highlight of the game, essentially. I was thinking, damn, all right, offense, another game we came out in the first quarter flat. I mean, just absolutely atrocious.
Right. And then the entire first quarter and half of the second quarter, we only had 2 minutes and 8 seconds of time possession and 2 penalties. When we went into halftime, we only had 6. Was it 6? Yeah, 6 minutes of time possession.
No, in the first quarter, we only had 2 minutes.
No,
I think it was in the first half. It was something ridiculous, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still dizzy from no offense the last 2 games in the first quarter.
In the first half, we only had 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the third, in the second half, we was able to get 4 extra minutes. It's just a lot. The Cowboys were outgained. In the first half, 111 to a -5. In the first quarter, Shamar James, he was very good. He played all 4 quarters. I was hoping for them to take him out, but he played the entire game. I'm just skimming through. I like the pick that Keemon Hall did, but we got it taken back when Joe Milton threw in the end zone to defender.
We didn't have double-digit penalties this game, but we had 7 to their 10. But like Dallas Cowboys, true fashion, we always seem to get a penalty on the momentum play.
Yeah. And we had 4 players to go out. Cornerback Bruce Harmon, he was ruled out with the knee. Cornerback Christian Matthews, he was questionable, but he wasn't ruled out, and he had a groin. Wide receiver Jonathan Mingo, after that beautiful 49-yard reception, and then that he made, he got hit in the knee in the end zone on the next play, so he was ruled out. And the bruiser tight end Princeton Fant, he went out on a shoulder, and I think it's the same shoulder that was injured. I don't think it was his other shoulder, but I think it was the shoulder that was injured previously. I don't know what to say. Like I said, if this season
it's not. I mean, it's preseason though, right? I mean, like AI, we talking about, and we ain't talking about artificial intelligence. We talking about the original AI. Talking about Allen Iverson. Yeah, we're talking about practice. Like, we don't even have our ones out there. But I'll say this: after 2 preseason games, I'm really scared that if Dak Prescott were to get injured, I had high aspirations for our guy Joe Milton, but after his second performance in this first quarter of this second preseason game, negative yardage. I mean, there's more than mechanics that's going on here. At least when we seen, Will Grier come in right out the gate, bam, to Princeton Fant. So, I mean, that familiarity, going into the final preseason, is it possible we probably see a Will Grier maybe start over Joe Milton?
Yeah, and one thing that we was talking about backstage is next Friday we play
the Falcons.
We play the Falcons. We have to put our starters in, not all of our starters. I would not put George Pickens in because I don't want to give the teams that we're actually playing in the regular season any inkling of what a George Pickens as a Cowboys will look like, because there's no tape on him. I would dress and activate CeeDee Lamb. I will put for tight end, I will put Fergie in. I can't say for running back, I will put Javonte Williams in for a few series. Because we really don't have a true RB1. I mean, I know Javonte Williams is listed as RB1, but I want to see him in a couple of series. But the thing is, who do I trust with CD Lamb, CD Lamb, Fergie, whoever the running back is, as the QB? And right now, I cannot say Joe Milton. I will have to activate Will Greer to start off our last preseason game. I need to see, because I know with, and I'm only saying this because we really haven't seen the true playbook of a shoddy run team. And I know he said he was keeping things vanilla until something pissed him off. And he may sprinkle in some of the playbook. But I don't think it's enough to it was enough to piss him off. And like I said, this is preseason, and I'm not I'm not putting a lot of pressure into it because these players are auditioning for their job and everything. So I want I just want to see what it will look like.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the first quarter of any game is going to look like. That's 2 games in a row. First quarter, I think the first game we had -1 after the first quarter. After this quarter in the game 2, we were negative yards. So, I mean, they're talking about starting to get off faster. I don't know what's going on with Shotty. I understand vanilla. I understand this guy's a brand new coach, but after 2 games, we'd like to see some adjustments and some getting out faster, maybe doing something in the first quarter. Like, we were lucky we didn't get 2 touchdowns hung on us in the first quarter like we did against the Rams, because thanks to that pick 6 by Andrew Booth, that's what really kind of kept it close in that first half.
Yeah, Sarah, I would agree with you. However, the style of offense that Connor Riley, Clayton Adams, and Shotty is putting together, Rush is not a running quarterback. He likes to stay in the pocket. And they're running.
Well, I mean,
so and it is looking like they are going to have a gap scheme running offense. So that's not what Cooper Rush is. He's not a gap scheme running offense type quarterback.
I think that's what we were excited about. At least Joe Milton got some wheels, and then we found out he got a rocket on his arm, but we have no control, no GPS on that rocket. I mean, we're going into our 3rd preseason game, and you got guys trying to make this team. I'm scared that what we're seeing, and this is my biggest fear right now, is after 2 preseason games with the coaching, the leadership, the preparation, and the execution, no matter who. I mean, like Emmitt Smith and those folks said, at some point, we got to hold these players accountable. But if we get into the regular season, no matter who the 53-man roster is, we're going to start out the gate slow.
Yeah.
Even with our ones out there, because if we're seeing this manifest among, the 2s and the 3s, imagine what it's going to look like out on night 1 in Philly. I mean, it's not going to be the time for us to try to fuck around, because we'll find out real quick on banner night over there.
Yeah. And when we was backstage, Megan was able to
shout out to Megan that joined us on the show, July Gym Rat of the Month. She joined us on the preseason game, watching it backstage.
Yeah. And one thing I told her was, like, we was talking about what we were seeing with the offensive line, the mini camp, and the training camp tape of how the team has been working together and all this other stuff. And I know people on the show probably kept hearing me saying I need to see it translate on the field. I mean, it looks good, it sounds good, but I need to see it translating on the field. Well, to last week and this week, I definitely saw it being translated. However, I am taking in consideration that this is preseason.
Well, I mean, and that's the only saving grace that we have here to lean into, is that it is preseason. This is a bunch of grown men trying to get a job. This is get this check or not. This is our second installment here. We got our next pregame and postgame show coming up next Friday against the Atlanta Falcons. The Dallas Cowboys will host the Atlanta Falcons again next week. I'm just scared that if we don't see some significant improvements, at least coming out the gate in the first quarter in the last game of the preseason, if we can't see them come out, if we come out flat or ugly again in another first quarter, look, I'm not feeling, I might have to pick, and I hate to say it, but the Cowboys not going to win going to Philadelphia if that's the case. If we come out in this third game flat again like that, I know we got Dak and CD and all these great players. It looks good on paper, but like you're talking about, translation, there's nothing translating right now, even though it's vanilla. But that doesn't look well, because if that's any indication of what our offense and our ones is going to look like in translation, hell, we might not see this offense get off to a start like we did last year until week 5.
Yeah, and the one thing I can say with this game is that we did see a little bit of pressure in the first half with the 2 minutes of possession we had. We did see some pressure put on Cooper Rush. We did see them stopping the run a little bit.
No, I mean, maybe in spurts, but they hung 148 total rushing yards on us tonight. That's back-to-back games. We've had 140 plus yards ran on us.
Right, but if you saw my eye, that's what I said, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they did run, 360 yards up on us?
399 total offensive yards.
Well, yeah. So 399. At the time, it was 360. I did appreciate the fact that even though it didn't go in our favor, Shoddy did challenge certain things where Mike McCarthy wouldn't have. I do appreciate the fact that on 4th and 1 and 4th and 2, and sometimes on 4th and 5, he went for it. He said, to hell with it. Let's just go for it and try. So I do appreciate the initiative to do it instead of when it gets to
playing it safe like Jason Garrett did and Mike McCarthy did.
Let's
punt. Let's punt. But Caitlin is tapping in for the ladies here tonight with the context. Says the O-line again feels like they have no get off. Baltimore dominated the line of scrimmage and time of possession. Definitely time of possession. Just like the Achilles heel from last year. Yeah, not translating in any level. Only highlight we really had was Andrew Booth's pick 6.
Yeah. And the Keemon Hall one would have been good too, but we ended up giving the ball right back after that pick.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get no conversion on that turnover. Turned around and gave it right back. Again, Shoddy talked about this last week in the postgame pressers about seizing momentum, not getting any momentum starting off. I'm scared, y'all. We come into this third preseason game. It could be an indicator of what we might see. And I hate to say it, but we're not getting off on our best foot, especially after 2 preseason games. But we still got the Falcons up on Friday, so we got to give them a shot. And like you're saying, I think we may see a little bit more of Will Grier. Maybe Will Grier is the QB2 of the future in Dallas, because after 2 games, the cannon or the rocket, he ain't got no aim. He can't aim that rocket.
Premature ejaculation. Let me stop.
Easy now. Sterling says it's preseason, but you could tell some people didn't pay attention to the game plan. Yeah, that's I've been reading, a lot of folks are saying this vanilla-ism in the playbook. We get it, gamesmanship and all of that. But I mean, we still need to be able to execute plays when we need to execute plays.
Right.
And then the untimeliness of these penalties, again, we had under double-digit penalties. I think last game we had 11. This game we had 7. We just got to start out faster this first quarter again.
Yeah, and it's still getting off the blocks.
Yeah, they interviewed Tyler Smith, and he was talking about that, getting off on the line of scrimmage,
And that's on both sides of the ball.
Sarah says he already made a statement about that. Wish I could find it, but yeah, he's not trying to show anything new or extra. Yeah, going back to my girl Megan's comment here. Shout out to Megan who joined us on the preseason watch party. Says, is it as possible Shotty's playing the long con? I believe, yeah, but I mean, still, we're gonna take L's and come out slow 2 games in a row. I don't think that was part of the game plan.
Yeah, and then honestly, and my thing is, I also looking at, okay, we played the Ravens and we got punched in the mouth. Who did we play last week? We played the Rams.
The Rams.
We got punched in the mouth twice by the Rams.
Bop, bop.
In the joint practice and preseason.
Sure did.
And they did not show their full playbook for the regular season.
It's translation, this execution. A lot of work this week. I know it's been all great, this culture shift and the vibe and everything at training camp and all of this. You know, this new vibe that we got. You know, the Cowboys getting ready to launch the Gambler this Tuesday. Don't forget, the Cowboys have switched training camp back from Frisco or back from Oxnard. They've left Oxnard. Now they're going to open it up at Frisco on Tuesday, and that'll be the release day at midnight, Monday night. Did you know the Gambler is going to come out? So guess what? If you're tired of us talking about the Cowboys now, wait till next week. Every network is going to be talking about the Gambler on Netflix because that'll play right in the hands because 3 days later on Friday, we host the Atlanta Falcons.
And let me say, I saw the last 2, well, let's say the last 2.5 because they suspended the Falcons Detroit game kind of early. But even with what I saw of that game and the game that they just played a few hours ago, they played yesterday. I think they played yesterday. But anyway, I saw the game. Atlanta ain't to be played with.
Yeah, I mean, Bijan Robinson, Michael Penix, Drake London. I mean, those are all their ones, but it don't really matter who we play because right now it looks like a high school team could come out and play against our preseason team.
Like
I bet Jason Witten and this high school team that won the state championship could probably play at the Star in Frisco this week and might have a chance to get our 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Sad.
Atlanta is not to be played with this year. And I can say that the only probably good game, I mean the only good thing about this game was my dinner.
Yeah, I know you was chomping on some
man.
You was chomping on some shrimp and some fries back there. What was that little dish that you had? It didn't show everybody what you was working with back over there. Since we ain't got nothing to talk about our Cowboys, let's talk about what you was eating during the game.
So this is my grub tub. So you put your food in this part, and then this part is a cup for your drink. But I had a Gatorade. Ooh, I got stuff falling. I had a Gatorade. So but yeah, I didn't eat all my shrimp. I'm gonna save the rest for my snack tomorrow after church. But yeah, I have like 3 or 4 of these. Yeah.
KELZ with all of the nice little trinkets. I seen the picture that you posted this morning. I think you had shared some, you had made some waffles. Let me go ahead and see if I think you sent that to me on Instagram. I could pull that up. But let us know in the comments down there, what was y'all eating on today for the game? Let us know down there in the comments below.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm taking notes and I'm watching the game. I even recorded the game, so I know I'm gonna go back and watch it. I just wanted to see what these players had to offer just in case something happens to us, God forbid, to a CeeDee Lamb
or Dak Prescott. I mean, at this point, I mean, it's gonna be, we thought we had it bad last year between Trey Lance lovers and Cooper Rush lovers fighting for QB1. Oh, they could get what they want. If Dak were to go down, it would be all ugly in Frisco. It'd be big trouble in little Frisco with a injury at QB1 for sure. But here goes your waffles right there. What you was making them cowboy waffles this morning for breakfast, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. How many of y'all got a cowboy waffle, man? That's the first time I seen one of those. Where you get that at? Amazon.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I got 2 of them.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Well, I mean, like we said, this could be a quick show. We could have just came on here and said, well, the Cowboys played like shit. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the pregame and the postgame show. But it's going to be big trouble in Little Frisco if we get out to a slow start against the Falcons week 1 on Friday. I mean, the noise on the Cowboys is getting ready to ramp up this week. Like we said, the release of The Gambler on Netflix, the story, which most of us diehards already know. There's going to be sprinkled in some new stories there, but we're going to be talking about that next week. We're going to be getting ready for Falcons on Friday. And then after that, we got that week pause before we go into that Thursday night football game. Like B-Mac said in the comments below, I think we got about 2.5 weeks to get right. He said we got 2 weeks to get it right. Couldn't say it better.
Yeah, and I also agree with his next comment. He said the game was like watching a train wreck. Yeah. But
yeah,
honestly,
it was terrible. I was on it was all quiet. It was 3. Shout out to Bob and Eric B. Bob and Eric B. We had 5 of us watching the show together here in the back room. So shout out to everybody that tapped in. But yeah, it was quiet. We were all on our phones. Some people getting some food. Nobody was saying nothing. And we're just like, man, come on, Cowboys. You know, like that meme with the stick. Like, come on, do something.
Do something. Yeah. And like I sent BG the schedule with the predictions on it, and I haven't filled mine's out yet.
Yeah, it's still way too early.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I got them right here. You're talking about your schedule predictors. Here we go.
Yeah. And I told Megan I really see us doing the Landry shift 9 times, no more than 9 times. And I do have us splitting the NFC East. And before the preseason started and everything, I know Philly is not going to look like it was last season, but I do have them taking the first game.
Hey, at this point, after 2 preseason games, if what we're seeing with our 2s and 3s and 4s now on the field, especially if we follow that up week 3 in the preseason against the Falcons, it's going to be big trouble in the Lincoln Financial on Thursday Night Field. You got that right, especially Micah Parsons hasn't played in his defense. He's been a hold-in at OTAs, hold-in at camp.
Well, I can't say OTAs because that's voluntary.
Well, he wasn't a full participant. I take that back. He wasn't a full participant, it was just like not at camp.
It was mini camp.
Mini camp.
Yeah, OTA.
But still, no reps at training camp, no reps in the preseason, which, you know, normally our ones don't. But coming into game 1, man, I hope, Mike, because you know it and I know it, the less reps these players get, you know, there are 4 opponents that every NFL team faces, and that injury opponent is no stranger to the Dallas Cowboys
and this is no
roster.
And this is really no shot to him, but if he does not play against Philly, it's nothing for me to cry over because next man up is Sam Williams.
But if we're going to have a chance at beating Philly, we're going to have Michael Parsons. If he's not there, that's a whole nother story. That'll be a whole separate show on a separate day. I hope they extend him and we get to put this thing to rest. We can get back to business focusing on football. But you're right, it will be next man up. A lot of noise around Ezeraku. Seen Marshawn Kneeland out there getting it in on the defensive end the first half of the game. So
and
Sam
also,
Williams, you know, these players coming back.
Right, and Marquise Bell is considered a 1. He's more like a 1B in his position. But they were definitely putting him in because he's just coming off of a injury. So he has to get basically like in football shape. So that's why you saw him this year, because he really didn't play a lot in last year's preseason. But we definitely saw a lot of him last week, and in with this game. So it's basically to recondition him to get him back into the game.
Well, here's to look in the next week, y'all. Cowboys laying another egg, not giving us fans any hope, not any translation, like my girl KELZ would say, not any execution, especially after 2 games. We were hoping to see maybe a little bit of adjustment, but Cowboys came out flat again in the first quarter. We went negative on yards for total offense in that first quarter again of that game. And again, the defense giving it up late in the game. I mean, we allowed another 140 piece to get ran down our throat. I mean, they put up almost 400 total yards. I mean, the ex-chick came into our house. There was some domestic violence tonight between the Ravens and the Cowboys. But again, at least we got that get out of jail free card with it's only preseason.
It's only preseason.
Thank goodness for the get out of jail free card. But what's some of the things you're looking forward going towards next week as we get ready to see the Falcons on Friday? What are some of the things you're gonna be paying attention to, KELZ?
Same thing from the last 2 games. Our defense, not our defense, our cornerbacks. I think it may be time to send Asante Samuels a hey big head text. I need to see more of Mozzie. Like I said, this is year 3.
Mozzie's already like sealing his own coffin out there. I didn't do nothing last game. Well, we didn't see nothing this game either.
Yeah. And I think with this one, I'm definitely going to pay more attention to the red zone. But again, when we get to the red zone, we either get
a penalty and get pushed back.
We get pushed back. So we really couldn't see any efforts into the red zone. And even if we're in the red zone, is Joe Milton going to hand the ball off to run, or is he going to use that cannon and throw? So yeah, I'm definitely I'm definitely going to pay attention to the red zone if we get into the red zone.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to go check out the post-game interviews. I want to hear what the coach has to say. I'm going to look and see what videos the Dallas Cowboys put up there so we can grab some sound bites up off of that. The noise is going to get louder. So, I mean, I'm sure the media is going to have some hard questions, especially around Joe Milton. And I'm looking forward maybe if Joe Milton does a post-presser, because last game he gave himself a D- after the game.
Yeah. Sterling said, isn't Gilmore? Yeah, he's still unsigned. And I need to I keep seeing reports and it's not coming from no off the wall jinx sites and everything. But I've heard and even I heard through the pipeline that Amari Cooper is retiring. But they still have him. They still have him listed as a unsigned free agent, like as a top unsigned free agent. So I need to go back and see.
I mean, is that really a concern we should be worried about? Even with the depth of wide receiver unit we have tonight, which we've seen a little bit of Flournoy, we've seen some Tolbert, we've seen some Jalen Cropper drop a couple passes he should have had. Would have been a big night for him had he netted at least one of those passes he dropped, especially that one right over the middle from Joe. Was just a little bit ahead of him there, but
yeah. But
you think you see the Cowboys and Cooper in the same sentence, not Rush?
Probably, but if I was Coop, I would not even give the Cowboys
the time of day
because of how
he left.
Because of how they did him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only reason why I said maybe Amari Cooper, because of Tolbert. Not so much of Mingo. And the thing is, Mingo has been working closely with Joe Milton. I want to see. Okay, so the team is back at Frisco, and I think their first practice
is Tuesday.
I want to see Dak with Mingo.
Yeah, Mingo got a couple big shots tonight. I mean, that one long connection from the Rocket was for like 49 yards, but another one, he was in the end zone. I think he was targeted a couple of times tonight. It looked like they were trying to get Mingo really going, which is good because he's another big target. But I don't know, with the Mari Cooper news and all of that, we're going to see. I'm curious to see what's going to be said this week.
It's the wide receiver room is the least of our worries. I mean, we do got like 11 million in that room. In the running back, I think we have 6 in the room. Yeah.
Well, we didn't see no Hunter Lipke tonight. I mean, nobody's even talking about Hunter Lipke out of the backfield anymore, especially Malik Davis came in.
But he was on that list that I gave you. Yeah. He was one of the active players.
Yes, he was. Here it was right here. There's the active players we've seen. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially after now the second preseason game, especially with all the media and the Gambler coming out this week. The noise is getting ready to really ramp up. The Micah Parsons contract situations. Jerry couldn't wish for a better media week ahead of us as we get ready to go into this next week, because the Monday news cycle is going to kick off Tuesday. The Cowboys are back in Frisco. Monday night at midnight, the Gambler launches. Everybody's going to be talking about that.
All eight
episodes, right? So who's going to stay up and watch the Gambler? I think I might do a Gambler watch party at midnight. Do I got any green badges that might be interested in doing the 8 series binge watch with me? I might be down to do it. Let me know in the comments below. If you'd be interested, hit me up with a DM. You down to do a binge watch at midnight?
I could probably do 1 hour.
Yeah, maybe 1 hour.
Then go back and watch the other ones. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the days of old where 1 week you get 1 episode and you got to wait till the next week, like when we first started out with reality TV and Survivor back in the day. But now we can binge watch the whole thing, and then that's going to be perfect.
That's gonna be like from 12 to 8 in the morning.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be. I might have to sleep. Might have to get a little bit early sleep on Monday.
Sleep all day
during the day. Monday, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But make sure and turn on your notifications. This has been the post game show. My girl KELZ and I, we did stretch it out a little bit because there really wasn't nothing good to talk about tonight except for a pick 6 by Andrew Booth. But we did make it out of the game with no injuries, right?
Oh no, we had 4.
We have 4.
Yeah, we
go over those injuries again, right quick. Who was injured?
We had 3 out and 1 that was questionable. Hold on, let me unlock my phone.
Yeah, because even making it through a game nowadays, preseason or regular season, making it through healthy with all your players is even a blessing. I think that's the most underscored blessing now going around the league with as much injuries as we've been seeing.
Yes. So we had cornerback Bruce Harmon with the knee. He was ruled out. Cornerback Christian Matthew with the groin, he was questionable. Wide receiver Jonathan Mingo, he was ruled out with the knee, and Princeton Fant with the shoulder, he was also ruled out for the rest of the game.
That's right. Yeah, I did see him go down, but yeah, luckily we got a lot of depth at that tight end unit. So, man, wishing prayers up for our guy Princeton Fant. I got to see him twice. I seen him out of training camp again.
And I met him. He real nice guy.
Oh yeah, very nice guy.
And I do have to shout out you know me, my boy Brock Hoffman. He's the one that like to throw people up out the club, and I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. He's a menace. I was telling BG and Meg backstage that the first time I met him was a couple of years ago, when the Cowboys came to the hotel, and he was talking major trash to Washington fans, including the ones that worked at the hotel, and he had no cut cards. He backed up everything he said, and then the next day was the game day, and I sat right at the end zone, and you can hear him, and he was just hollering and doing all this menacing maniac stuff. And one of the guys was like, "Who is that on the Cowboys?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Brock." You know, I just said it all nonchalant, like, "Oh, that's just Brock."
We need to send a kite to the front office. Maybe they need to get Brock mic'd up one game so we can hear Brock talk that trash.
Right. And then I did tell Megan BG that I actually heard Brock say to one of the Washington players, I think it was Jonathan Allen or was it Payne? It was one of them, and he said, "I'm gonna do to you what I did to your mother last night," and I was like,
ooh, Brock with a dirty mouth out there. Gotta love it. Getting physical, getting violent, especially on that offensive line. We're definitely going to need it. But this has been the recap of the Baltimore Ravens visiting the Cowboys. We got the Falcons visiting the Cowboys next Friday. So make sure you turn on your notifications and tune in.
And I don't know if any of them is on, but I know we got an hour to go. I want to give a shout out and wish my club fan a happy 8th anniversary. It's been 8 years since DC Nation has been established. So I want to say happy anniversary. Happy early anniversary to my club fam. So
shout out to DC Nation fan club out there on the East Coast, baby. We see you. And also shout out to our top Russell, top Hoback and his wife April. Russell and April out there from South Oak Cliff, baby, in the house. First Cowboys game tonight. Followers of Built Different Group. Shout out to them guys on 88 Behavior. It was lovely. I seen you out there getting a lot of love today. Wonder who's going to make it to the game next Friday. But you'll have to tune in and see. Her name is KELZ. My name is BG.
BG, stay back. I got something to ask you.
Yes, Coach. I'll see you after the whistle on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.